Scheduled school board meeting. First order of business. I think we're skipping over the educational focus tonight.
Yeah, there's no educational focus. Yeah.
So the first order is the approval of the minutes from November 15th.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Joe. Second. Thank you, Joe. Any other discussion on that?
Well, great job, Michelle.
All those in favor of approval, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, and that motion carries. Next up is the approval of the non-public minutes from November 15th.
I make a motion to approve non-public minutes from the 15th.
Thank you, Tammy. Second. Thank you, Joe. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. And opposed, no abstentions, and that motion carries. Any correspondence, I did not receive any.
I have not, it's just the NCES newsletters in there, and so I'll do activity calendar.
Thank you for that. Yeah, business administrators report.
Yeah, there's a couple manifests in the middle of the note here. Just a reminder about next week is a regular budget work session. And we're gonna have technology presentation. And if you do have any other questions or anything, any information you want us to gather before then, let us know. And also new blue folders is information for the annual school board payments, so we're gonna do that at the next payroll. So just fill out that form accordingly. And that's all I have.
All right, thank you. And Dr. McGinn, superintendent's report.
The only one thing that I did want to add that was not in my memo is the fact that the district report card will be coming out next week. It's almost completed with many additions coming in, so I'm still waiting for a couple more pieces of information, and that will be it. I did mention the Rotary speeches.
There was, congratulations,
Good
adult.
job.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Did a good job. And then the fuel usage was reviewed just for now, and you get the present updated savings that we're seeing so far.
That's really nice to see.
So hopefully, obviously, we're gonna monitor that, and we'll give you an update as we go through the season.
Yeah,
That was really good. Let's see, technology, you have your committee meeting minutes that were not in the last packet, they're in this packet.
can I just actually, before you move on, I just want to read that because that's not really gonna be making it into any public minutes if we don't, this is just on your memo. That with regards to the fuel, last year in November, we were using approximately 60.5 gallons of fuel a day. And then so far, in this year, we used about 33, so almost cut our fuel usage.
I will put that in the report card.
Yeah, and I just
For the
want
high
to
school.
make that, get that into the minutes for the high school, because I think that's, one of the big pitches that,
Yeah.
one of
Yeah.
the things was efficiency, and it looks like we're seeing pretty good returns on it, so. Just want to make sure that that's in there.
It's good idea. The rest of the information, we can go through as we go through the agenda.
Thank you. Mr. Roberts.
You're welcome. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Just a couple things to highlight. Obviously, as always, if you have questions regarding anything that I put in there, feel free to ask, but just want to kind of share that our school counseling team actually went to a national SEL conference right at the beginning of December. They came back with lots of different ideas, really a neat way to collaborate with experts across the country. So they'll be doing something with our staff. They brought all these ideas back, and we're going to be working together for them to do some PD with our staff around some of the ideas and things that they brought back. So that's a big piece. Wanted to mention NEASC a little bit, kind of on twofold. The NEASC process for us, it's every 10-year reaccreditation process. They've revamped it a little bit, and we'll do a presentation either in January or early February regarding. But we did have our first step where we actually met with our NEASC liaison, who came up for the day, met with our steering committee, met with people that are going to be helping us pull all the evidence and writers together. In terms of the summaries and the evidence that we have here that supports the different themes within the process. And then they actually did a whole staff meeting as well after school to kind of bring everybody up to date and kind of share some of the nuances that have changed in the process. It's still about looking at self-reflection and how do we want to, what are some areas that we want to identify as a school as we go through the process to kind of move forward with. So that's something that we're going to be spending some time over the next several months. We'll keep the board updated on as we go. And then we'll be able to kind of take those areas and formulate kind of those next steps. One of the nice things is when our NEAS process kind of overlaps our strategic plan in terms of the dates, which means that as we go through this process, we can also use that information to kind of drive those next steps in terms of a district-wide strategic plan. And then a couple things that I didn't actually put in there that I just wanted to mention is that we have PLCs going on, professional learning communities. At the elementary level, we've in the midst of looking at data around student performance in terms of interventions and things that we're doing to help kind of help grow weaknesses and help grow their strengths in math and literacy. So that's been a focus over the last couple of weeks. We'll be finishing those up and we're setting up those opportunities for when we come back from break in terms of where we're going to be working with kids across different grade levels. And then the other part is that we also have, Dan Adams has been meeting with elementary and middle school staff specifically around their needs in terms of tech integration. And that's also part of our PLC model so that there's a coaching cycle that goes on where we identify some areas that they want to work on. And then he'll be meeting with them in early January to kind of bring stuff back to them. And then they'll be cycling back to see how the implementation piece went. And then kind of going from there. Working with high school as well, a little less formal of a process just due to planning and organizing times with schedules. But yeah, I mean, we're kind of firing on all cylinders with lots of things going on and lots of things to share coming up, so. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, you bet.
Also, I just want to say congratulations to Mary Steady, the Director of Pupil Services for,
I didn't mention that, but I put it in there, yeah.
yeah, it's in here.
Yeah.
On finishing her
Doctor's
PhD.
Day.
Yes, Dr. Steady.
That's right.
Yes. So
Yeah.
congratulations to her. That's great to see.
Yeah.
I'd like to read it.
All right, thank you. And then committee reports. I think we had facilities.
Yeah, facilities met tonight. I'll give my stuff out of here. Not a lot really. Middle high school HVAC update, over Christmas, they're definitely gonna be doing 2 science rooms. New unit vents in those rooms themselves. The library, this is all middle high school, and right next to, I think it's actually the next room down from Tom Montesi's office, there's a unit in there that does that whole section in there. Those will all be done over Christmas. And the same plan for the summer, they're gonna redo that middle school wing that has the no fresh air in and all that. That is still
Nice.
being scheduled, that's on schedule. The sprinkler system inspection for both buildings. Overall, we passed pretty much without anything. There was a couple boxes and stuff that were there that were locked for the replacement sprinkler heads that they couldn't find the keys. Eventually they found them on the floor, but they gotta be with it. That was one of the write-ups, just minor stuff like that. Recommendations, on the other hand, are gonna be a little different, but until we get some prices and stuff, I'm not even gonna bring it up at the board level yet. Until we figure out a plan, what we're gonna do. It just has to do with, replacing sprinkler heads due to age, which is not a code, it's a recommendation. So I'll come to the board back with that when we have time for that, when we have everything for that, not time. I don't mean it like that. Mark is actually getting another bid for the flooring so that we have a couple bids coming in when we do the presentation for the warrant article for the town. So we have a comparison of what we at least have a couple bids to compare to when we do the warrant.
Gotcha.
And that is all, I wrote it down over here. Mostly middle school, right?
Mhm.
Middle school classrooms. We did have a use of field request for Columbus Day weekend. It's not League of New Hampshire Craftsmen, but it's an organization like that,
Oh,
which
the
I
craft
just
fair.
had in front. It's not the craft fair.
Oh,
It's called Great New England Craftsmen and Artisan Shows. We're not really gonna come to the board for a decision on that right now, as we haven't checked our school calendar, none of that yet, just that this was coming. I know we had refused the art craft people from using it, a big event like that before, because it wrecked our field. So we don't know how the board is gonna feel about that, but we're just gonna look at it right now from behind the scenes first to find out if we may have something
it
scheduled then.
didn't, and it didn't wreck the field, it was a lot of wear and tear, however,
No, I
if it had rained, that would have wrecked the field, so it was
No, what-
abundance of caution, which I agree with, yeah.
even when I was here, even when Tara had her
Yeah.
thing, it doesn't destroy it, but it takes a long
Lot
time
of
to
wear
come
and
back.
tear,
to that.
yes, sir.
And being in the end of October, soccer season is still going on then and stuff, so it's,
Have they applied for the, permit from the town yet?
I don't think we even.
Didn't get that far?
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think they're
gotcha.
gonna, because they just came to us with this, and
Gotcha,
we're gonna find, we haven't even figured out what we have going on yet or anything. I just
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
mention it to the board, because that decision will be coming down the road to us, because we told one people they can't, now we're gonna tell somebody we can or can't, just to keep that in the equation, and that's it, nothing else.
Isn't that the same weekend as the craft fair?
there's no more craft fair?
Oh, there's-
No, we told them, no,
We've
no,
been-
Yeah, but I thought they were trying to move back across the street, but I guess maybe they did that.
no,
No,
I think it
the
was
town-
Bethlehem, didn't they?
The town will give the permit for it. There were alternative locations in town, they chose not to.
Yeah, I think they
No,
went to
went-
Bethlehem. So,
Honestly, I don't know.
yeah, I think so.
I know they have several, that
Yeah.
entity does several crafts fairs in the.
Yes, but the mill told them no, we told them no, then they went elsewhere.
Is that it?
That's it for me.
Oh, thank you. Any other, we had the minutes from the, I thought it was a technology committee,
Yeah, something.
so anything that just, no other, committee meetings or anything.
Something I wanted to point out on that I was reading, one of the suggestions was to, I guess Dave suggested training with Google Classrooms for students and staff. If that happens, can you include parents? There are some parents that if we have remote learning, which is up in the air, but if it happens, there are some parents that don't know how to use that. So,
Okay.
yeah, if that happens, include parents in with it.
It'd probably have to be a separate training, because you're, like, the
Sure.
interfaces are just different, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did too during, online learning, because we had video, like, tutorials available, like, on the website for parents if they needed a refresher of, like, how do I do this? Like, and we just showed them how to do it.
Nominations, recommendations, resignations.
I do have a resignation, Jared Gunter.
So sad about this one.
He was your,
Kids love
Kids love
phys ed and health teacher.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's leaving as of the end of December. So it will be moving out west.
I will make a motion to accept Jared's resignation with regret.
Up there.
Thank you, Tammy and Joe. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, and that motion carries. And just, do we have a plan for moving forward?
I have a recommendation
Okay.
for Danielle Sabari, Tsabari. She is currently, she will be a sub there. She is currently a last semester student at Plymouth. She's already done several student teaching positions in the area. I'd say central part of the state, as has many grades. She's K through 12 certified, so she has to go through many grades, a little more than a classroom teacher.
Sure.
And so she has done several of that. We did not have any candidates, so I did call PSU and they highly recommend her. And the professor will be in every week.
So will she graduate in spring?
Yes,
So she'll be here full time
yes,
or, okay,
from January until the end of the year,
January until graduation?
until June.
Okay, oh, good, okay.
Yeah, we won't.
And she'll, in the middle of that, she'll
Yeah,
graduate from
she'll be
PSU.
able to- she'll be getting support from Yeah, Erin Laux.
So is that why she'll be a sub until she graduates?
Correct.
I gotcha. Okay.
She'll, yeah, and then, she may even, she may even receive her cert before, because
The end of the
she's already
school,
gonna be qualified, you know.
Gotcha.
So, but she'll be receiving support from Erin Laux as well as Christy Duras.
Okay,
She's
fantastic.
gonna be certified in both areas.
Perfect.
So she has great support.
Wow.
Excellent, excellent. I will make a motion, to approve, hiring Danielle Savari.
That's it.
Thank you, Tammy. Thanks, Joe. Any further discussion on that? Sounds like she's
Yeah,
gonna be a good fit.
Good.
It's nice to see that we were able to fill that.
Yeah.
quickly.
that never happened, so it's an awesome thing.
And it's great that the professors are willing to come and like support.
A professor usually only comes in 3 times within the whole semester.
Yeah.
And she said she says, she's really good, I'm really gonna like her, she says, I will come see her every week, and I thought, okay,
Fantastic, great support, yeah.
great support.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstentions, and that motion carries, and we'd love to welcome Danielle.
Okay, so we have not obviously been able to fill the elementary, position, so we have Tracy Brumlick, recommendation. Coming on as an instructional interventionist, she works 3 days a week. And she will work with specific students that need Title I services.
But she won't be specifically Title
Correct.
So 3 days a week.
I. Yeah, no, yeah,
Although she has a degree in elementary ed, she's not certified.
okay,
Right, so she can't be Title I because it's real specific.
okay.
She's a retired teacher.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, well, why can't she? Okay, now that makes sense.
Title I.
Okay,
Very
perfect.
specific.
So she'll be doing the same thing, just with a different title.
She has the support from the classroom teachers, and the classroom teachers will guide her. I mean, she's had 25 years of experience.
Yeah, no kidding, I mean,
But yeah, that's the reason why.
okay, got it, gotcha. So you need a motion to approve Tracy Brumlett for the educational support?
Instructional.
Instructional interventionist position.
And that's 3 days a week. That's
3 days a
how many hours that, like, the actual.
Yeah.
3 full days.
Yeah, 3 full days, yeah.
Second?
Oh, sorry.
That was my motion and
Yeah, motion.
Ashley said.
Ashley second, okay. And, so does this mean that we're not funding this with Title I money then?
Correct.
So this is just general budget funds?
Right.
Will she be working towards Title I certification, or we're just gonna try to fill that differently next year?
Next year.
I gotcha, okay.
All right, any further discussion on that? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Right.
Opposed, abstentions, and that motion carries. Any other recommendations? from management?
No more.
Nothing in new business and continuing business strategic plan.
Yeah, I just wanna, reiterate what Jason was saying about the NEAS process. As it moves forward, it correlates very closely with the strategic plan and the goals and the vision of a board. So that's gonna piggyback when you're ready to do your strategic plan again. That will, all of that information will have all lined up with that, will piggyback. So it's going the way it's supposed to be going. Good, in the direction, so it's very good. On your budget, oh, sorry, Jay.
No, that was it.
Your budget, the 24-25 budget, on the back of the memo did go over the, dates. Just so you could do it, the candidate filing is January
Okay, so-
31st and February 9th.
Put it in your calendar,
So
put it in your calendar now,
some people have to put it on.
put it right in there, you don't miss it.
Well, we can just put it on there for
We'll
him.
sign it up right now.
That's right.
Sign it up.
And just so you know that your petition articles are due on February 12th, just so you know, we'll have them. And then the budget hearing is February 14th, and the annual meeting is March 19th. And that goes through Barry one to Barry one, and starts at the end and then backs up all of your days and times and as to when these meetings can happen.
Yeah, when they need it. Okay. And so where's the,
You got her number. You got
on your, one of the things that we said,
the memo.
the budget hearing, I'm actually gonna be out of the country during that.
We'll wait.
Yeah, no,
Just sit around
I sort of do
and-
like, you know, it's an important meeting and I'd like to be able to be there, but unfortunately,
I know that.
and there's no, we can't really.
When do
Can we
you
do
leave?
that?
When do you leave?
There are
Before January
parameters, I mean-
31st?
Yeah, it has
What
to
are
be.
you, what are your travel days?
February 2nd to the 15th.
So can
Oh, well, I
we,
mean,
we can have it after the 15th.
We can, it's. It's,
Doesn't push things
Just
out
cutting
too
it
much.
close. I mean, yeah, you could have it, right. I think it's up until the 21st maybe, or the 20th.
It's different
I
from
have to go
town,
back and
I'm
look
not
at
sure.
timeline.
Yeah,
So
I
we
mean,
could
if-
possibly change that.
if there's any, you know, if we can
If we go,
do it without too much of a problem, you know,
Open
I
it
would
and
like to be
continue.
there and I think it would.
Yeah, definitely.
we could open it
adjourn,
and adjourn and continue. I mean, we could.
No, I mean,
Yeah,
we'll
that's-
double check that timeline.
See, I told you.
What was your date then? You're coming back.
I'll be back on, I'll be
You gotta say about that, just a discussion.
What's the
16.
first date?
16.
Yeah.
Available the 16th.
February
February
2nd.
Well, I was looking at the filing.
Yeah, so you have from the 31st to the 2nd. That's a small window. If you can't do math, that's 2 days.
The file.
3 days to file. I just want to make.
On the 31st, I'll pick you up in the morning and drive.
I can be at the office as early as
Yeah.
me too during
Midnight
the,
01.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
as early as late as you need me to on those days to accept it.
That's right.
Any
That's
such
right.
filing.
You too.
All right.
Sounds like a.
Okay,
I know,
so
you're stretching it pretty.
annual
bad,
meeting,
Jay.
we'll get on
So we'll check on that.
that.
That's okay. I don't mind that you do that.
That was in July.
Okay,
Sorry.
and,
We do have a non-public,
we do have
I
another.
believe,
Also trying to move the search.
Myself?
the two.
Do you want to? Yeah, sure.
Just to update?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll get,
Yeah.
I don't see any students, but we do have staff.
Do, yes. So from Heather Krill, someone else already talked about Dalton, winning the local Rotary speech, so. And then Sarah Jolly took second place and she'll be the alternate. And then Liam Manning and Maha Awan were also finalists, elected from the first round,
Fantastic.
15 students. So that went
Very
in the
nice.
first round of school. There's also the high school poetry out loud, just in the classroom. Those competitions will be held on this coming Thursday on the 14th in the morning. And then today we had the craft workshop where, the whole staff and then some students went up into each of the classrooms and built crafts. And some of you might have already seen them, but they did, I was with the third grade, they did great. So that was awesome. That was good. It's always fun, to see what they can
The high
do.
school band played
Yeah.
songs. while
Yes,
we were
they
getting ready.
did, yeah.
That was cool.
And then Ally Froby just, we always thank her because she put all of that together.
Fantastic.
Slides of the materials, and so I really
Excellent.
appreciate her guidance and leadership. Jen Witcher said, a group of seniors went down to Keene State for a tour of the campus, and they met Liz Calhoun, who is the admissions director. And she gave them a lot of great information and took us on a great tour. And she wanted to thank the admin and Mr. Manning for supporting the seniors and making the college tour possible. And then another note about Poetry Out Loud. And then Courtney Donati said that she wanted to let you know that Ruth Doan from the dental program has been here for the past week and is doing dental screenings in students K through 12. And then last week, staff from Lincoln Eye Care came into elementary school and did vision screenings in students kindergarten to fifth grade. And just that we're lucky to have these resources available. to us.
Absolutely.
And then from the library end, and I don't know if you already put a chat about this, but we had a very successful book fair, like very extremely successful. Like it was awesome. It was great. We definitely sales went through the roof, and we switched things up. We had it here in the library instead of on the stage. And so there was just a lot of buzz, and I think it went really well. So it was super fun. It was great to see you engaged. So that's all I have for you.
Thank you. And, I don't see any community members this evening, so at this point, I will pull the
Can
board.
I, before you do that, I have another question. Do we not have any certified Title I teachers in-house?
So there isn't a certified Title I, they're certified educators.
Okay, oh,
In
gotcha.
order to use federal.
Okay, never mind then. I was slightly confused. Thank you for that. Okay, perfect. That was all I had, one question about this.
Okay, and then I
And
guess,
it had nothing to do with Tracy or anybody else, but just using the Title I funds would be better. That's
Yes.
all. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
And we are using them.
We still are using.
We're
the
using them
Title I.
just at a different capacity than.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Because you
We're
can
not
use them
gonna
for different things.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
No-
Don't give me free money.
Keep it going.
Oh, no, God.
Yeah.